All right, once again, good day. Welcome back to part 3 of this video. We are going to move straight to where we stopped from in our previous video in our part 2. Now we're going to talk about more on how we can style this alert, how we can make our data, our outputs look more interesting. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come back here. Remember, we have been able to create our data and we have been able to insert it. So what I'm going to do here now, after this if query that we are using to query this data, I'm going to set a section, say $_ section, okay, something like this. All right, $_ section, okay, SESSI. So we're going to set a section. This section is going to take a name here. I'm going to call it a MSG, which is message, and this is the message is going to display, and the message should be something like this. Okay, let the message be something of this nature. Okay, this is the message. So that we don't want to use echo statement again. All right, this is the message we are going to insert. Anytime the data inserts successfully, we are going to say you have successfully what? Successfully what? Inserted data into the database, which is DB. Okay, this is how we want our message to look like. Same thing, if the data didn't insert successfully, we are going to replace it in this format, that data insertion, okay, data insertion, or data inserting, or is failed to insert data. Let it be like that. Okay, that is the two error messages we have. And at this point, after which we are going to come and say exit. You should exit it. Okay, pass it to 0. All right, time length. All right, we have that. Then as well, if we have this again, after we have successfully insert this data, it should take us to somewhere else. All right, we're going to say, okay, take us to a location. Okay, a location, and that location is going to be something like this. Let's take us to what? Index.php. Each time we insert, it should take us to what? Index.php, and what? Exit. After it has taken us there, it should exit it. All right, let's make it more sequential. All right, good. Put it here. And also, if code fail to insert, it should leave us here. Header should be what? Location should be what? Insert _user.php. all right, then it should exit. Once it exits, take us there and leave us there. All right, this is how we're going to look, our code is going to look like. Let's go back to our page again and see how we can insert. I'm going to come here and say, okay, Ifeanyi Joshua. Email is going to be ifeanyi@gmail.com. Phone number, we're going to put any phone number here, because I say computer science. All right, then if I come here and I say add users, good, it's saying triggering a message here, unexpected header in line 39. Good, in line 39 here, look at it, because we didn't put what? Close there, semicolon here at the end of our error message. We're going to refresh. Okay, so it's going to take us back here. So we're going to come again, click insert. Good, it has inserted. So if we come back here now, check our database, refresh, you see Ifeanyi Joshua, email, phone number, department as inserted successfully. So that is that on that. Remember, anytime we come here, click add user, it brings us here. If we click back, it takes us back to where we are. We want to come back and say, okay, view users. Each time we click view user, it should take us to where we can see all the users that we have registered. So to do that, we are going to come back to create another file Okay, remember here in the index page where we have all those words, we have a file called what? We create a file, we call it we're going to call this one view what users. Okay, I'm going to call it a view users, call it a view user, view underscore what user. So with this page, that will give us this page here. We have created a file called what view users. We have imported some libraries, some plugins, jQuery plugins, Bootstrap. We have imported Meet for menu, jQuery Meet JS, and so many other piece and piece.js. All this one will help us to what for table formatting and all that. Now we also imported what we are using what a data table, so that our data will display in an interactive manner, so that each time we can sort, we can search, we can limit and display some length of data depending on the length we want to set. So using a data table will enable us to do that. Okay, now if you want video on that, I will going to make video on how we can use data table, how we can use it to create. But now these are the plugin and libraries. We have Bootstrap link, we have what imported. So to make use of this, what we are going to do now is to move straight to what this file page here. First, I'm going to create what a table. All right, I'm going to create a table. All right, to do that, first let me wrap it in a container, call it a div with a class, and this class is going to have what, call it a container. All right, this container, I'm going to come here and close it here, close this container here, sorry. All right, everything's looking like PHP code. All right, so I'm going to call it as a div, I'm going to come as a class. This is going to give this div a class of row. All right, close it and also close the div here. Okay, now inside this row div here, we are going to create another div here, and this div I'm going to call it what, give it a class attribute. Then this class is going to have what, a card, going to have a card. Okay, dash header. All right, we now say align, you should align the item towards center. Okay, now that we've done that, we are going to what, close this div. All right, then the old div is going to what, close it here. I'm going to come here, come here, say close the old div here. Now inside this div, remember, I can decide to add 2 or 3 view too, but I'm going to leave it here first. What I wanted to do actually is this. I'm going to show you something. This is what I want to add here. I can just come pick these 2 data. I can as well come here anytime I want to come. It's okay, I want to come here and add. I'll just come here, add this. So come here, just put it inside this place, so that anytime we have here, we can from view, we can as well add. All right, now if we have this page here, I'm going to come back to our landing page, refresh, click on view users, fine, you see add user, you bring it here, go back, you see our page now is becoming what, all linked up together. All right, we click on view users, you see no data here to view. Now what we are going to do now, since we have successfully what created that, now we're going to come back to our code and say okay, immediately after this div that is holding this other div here, I'm going to create another div here. Okay, this div is going to be what, with a class, I'll call it a card body. All right, okay, this card body that we have created here is not going to do much like that, but it's going to have a very lengthy space which is going to cover. All right, so what I'm going to do, if we are using that pattern, this card body, we are going to come here and take it down, close it, close this div. All right, so close it here. Now inside it, we're going to have another div, which this div is going to be here. I'm going to call this div, give it a class. This class is going to have what, a table. All right, dot responsive. All right, the table should be responsive. Okay, so we are giving it a class table responsive, so that inside this div here, we are going to have a table. create a table, and this table I'm not going to close it yet. So all I'm going to do here is to come here. All right, close this div, close this here. Have what, a table head here. Sorry, I'm going to come here, have what, t head. Okay, call it a t head ad. Now, so that we can now come and close this what, t head here. All right, inside this table header here, we're going to have what, a row, table row. All right, and inside this table row is going to close it here. Let's close this table row here. Now that we have successfully set up this table structure, next we are going to have a table what, table headers. Okay, we have th, and this hth, I'm going to close it here. So we are going to have that for serial number. Okay, we have that for full name. We have that for what is it called, for email. We have for phone number. We have for course. We also have for let's say, can create for action if possible. All right, maybe we want to delete. All right, first I'm going to come here and ask, okay, serial number. Here we're going to call it a full name. We're going to call this one email. Our table structure, we're going to come here, say phone. Then next we're going to come here, call it a course of study. Then we'll come here, call this one created at, or just say date. Then lastly, we're going to call it action, so that if we want to delete, we can use it to what, delete. All right, so you see that we now have what, a table TRO here. Now after which this table TRO, we're going to have what, T body. All right, this table body now is going to take the data we are going to what, insert, or sorry, the data we are going to read inside the what, the table body. All right, inside the table body, remember we're going to close this T body in this manner. Every other row is going to come here. If I refresh this page, this is how our data is going to look like. All right, we have a serial number. We have what, full name. We also have what, email. We have a phone. We have course, and so on. All right, now that we have that, let's move to our code. We're going to come back here now and see what we can do. What we're going to create here now, I'm going to come here and say, write a PHP code, PHP. All right, I'm going to come down there. Actually, I'm going to come here and close it. All right, here I'm going to define a variable, and I say $query is equals to, all right, we're going to select all the data from our table. Select all from students. Remember, select all from students. Okay, order the data by one. Order it by one in an ascending order. Okay, close it this way. I will now come here and I say run query. Run query will not be, because we are using a connecting string called $con. We prepare our statement as a prepare statement, which we are going to pass to this our $query here. All right, that we have here. Are you with me? Okay, so after which we are going to what, close this what, open bracket. Yes, remember we open one here. So this is how it's going to look like. Now next we are going to say, okay, since we have prepared this query, let's run this query. Now say query execution is equals to we'll pass it to, sorry, now say query execution is going to be something like this, execute. All right, use execute function. It's a PHP function. Going to call it here. So we have executed this code. Now next we are going to come here and say, okay, $result is going to take this form. What the result is going to do is for we to fetch all the data, and because we are fetching all the data, this is going to, we are going to pass it to what, run the query, this one that is running this query. All right, pass it to this data, fetch all. Okay, we are going to use what, fetch all. Okay, and that's okay. Because we are using PDO, say PDO pass it to into, that's okay. Use the function called fetch. All right, underscore object, fetch the O object in that table. Okay, now we want this data to be incrementing by 1. If one data inserted, pass it on, another data inserted, pass it on. So to do that, I'm going to define a new variable called what? $CTN, which is counting. For instance, I say let's set it to what? 1. At the point of insertion, there will be 1, and I'll come here and say if, okay, dollar query, okay, this query that we are using here, run query, this run query, if dollar query run, or whatever I will call it, I will call our own run query. If dollar run query, this one you are saying here, if it is equals to, okay, if this dollar run query, what we are supposed to do here, sorry, is the same data we are going to execute here. If dollar run query, this dollar run query here, all right, if this dollar run query is equals to row underscore count the whole row in that database, okay, and if it is greater than 0, all right, what we're going to do here, all right, here we'll now say for each, use for each loop, for each dollar result, okay, remember for each dollar result, this dollar result here, for each dollar result as dollar row, okay, using a for each pattern. All right, because we are using a for each, I'm going to come here, close this loop here, so that this for each loop here, we have closing here. Are you with me? This for each loop here that will close here is going to enable us to what? Continue. Not actually that we are closing the data here for each loop here. Sorry, on a no, we are not closing this for each loop here. This one we open here is the one that we close here. All right. So this one I'm going to remove it here. See, this is how it is. All right, because we are going to pass it continue and now open a new one here. All right, good. So what we're going to do here now, I'm going to come back here. Remember, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to come back here and say, okay, what we got here at the point of if this value is equals to this, it's okay, get this whole data here in this format. Sorry, this is how it is. Okay, we open a new one. It's okay, get me all this data at this point here. Okay, and at this point this one is looping, also get me this whole data in this format. All right, okay, we are going to get it in this way. So what I'm going to do here now is to come back here, look at this whole code here. What we got here, this if statement here that open here, we are going to close it at the end of it all, at the end of it all, so that every other data we are going to pass in here is going to be inside it. So what we're going to do here now, I'm going to come here, come down here and say, okay, for each dollar result as dollar result, okay, as it is here. Let me just close some of this page here, it's too long. Immediately I have this row, I'm going to come back here, come here and say close it in this manner. Okay, let me just close it in this manner. All right, okay, let's leave it that way. Now what we have here is this. We are going to move forward to make use of this whole data in this format. I'm going to come back here and say, okay, $TD, close this another $TD, which is $table data. All right, every other data that we are going to read now will be coming inside this data. I'm going to copy and paste here, so that we will have all the data to be in this file table data. Now the first one here we are going to call, and I'll come and say PHP to echo it, PHP echo HTML entity. I'm going to use HTML entity because we are using a dollar, we are passing it to this table here, and I say $row. Okay, this $row will now say pass it to what? First name. Sorry, it's called full name. That is the name we call it. All right, we are going to come here. This is how all the data is going to look like in this way. This is how we want all of them to look like. So what we are going to do here now, since we've successfully done this, I'm going to paste it here for email, for phone, for course of study, for date. I think that is the last. But in any case, remember, these are the data we have here. During the time we are inserting, we have what? Full name, we have email. Okay, so because I'm going to use this full name, okay, we have a phone. All right, put it here. We also have what? That to call what? Course. All right, put it here. I think that is all so far. Then the last one is what? Date. We have what? Date, which is created at. So we are going to put it here. Now we have successfully what? Call all our data in this format. Now that we've done that, I'm going to come back here. Remember, everything now is in this order. After the table body, I'm going to come back here and close our what? Table. I'm going to close our what? Table. So the whole table now has been closed, starting from here and it end here. Now, before then, remember, before then, I'm going to come here. Before, immediately after the table body, I'm going to come here and say $PHP. Okay, remember we are counting this data here, which is $CN, which is a $CNT, which is counting. Okay, is equals to $CNT plus 1. All right, so it should be incrementing. We want it to what? Increment. We'll close the first column, we'll close the second column, then we'll close this whole data. Now this is how we're going to do it, and this is how it's going to work. All right, I'm going to put it inside the body. Yeah, all right, let it be there. Now we have it in this format. Everything now is okay the way we want it. Now that we have it in this format, let's check our data and see how it's going to display. Okay, undefined $con in line 57, you say there's error. Let's check 57. Okay, undefined $con, our connecting string, what do we call it when we are connecting? Let's check. It's called $con. Okay, I think that's what we call it here too. Yes, so select all from student. Yes, we are selecting all from student. We have to order it by 1. Okay, all right, we have to select all, pass it to the query. We prepare our statement. Prepare. All right, it's spelled well. Let's check again. I think we are good, but undefined $con. Okay, reason because we have not included it into this page. We have to what? Include it into this page. All right, so what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to come here. Remember, I'm going to come here, get me this include. Sorry, I'm going to come here, then come back here. We have included it. Now that we have included it in our page, so if we refresh this page, fine. You see, this is how our data is what showing, but it is not properly arranged. I don't like the way it's displaying. So what do we need to do here? Let's check. Let's check. We have serial number. We have serial number. We have this one. Okay, the first one, we are going to create a new table here. Remember, to make it align. The first one is going to take what? That of a serial number, which is $CNT. Dollar is going to just, if possible, just call it CNT because we are not reading it. Just say $CNT in that format. All right, so then when we refresh it, you see serial number 1, full name, email, date is still yet not complete, but we're going to do it. Don't worry, we're going to set it because we have 2 data already. So what we are going to do here now, let's check why the error is still persisting in this format. Because before we start this table data, we are supposed to what? Open a table row. Okay, we're supposed to open a what? A table row, which we as well going to close before, immediately after what? This table data that we have here. Okay, now I'm going to come and say close here. TRO. Alright, this is how it's going to look like. If I refresh now, our data is going to be in this format. Alright, serial number, full name, phone number, date, course of study is not showing properly. So let's look at why it's not showing. Now, come here, TRO, we'll close our TRO. We didn't close it here, so I'm going to close it to here too. Alright, now that we have closed that TRO there, I think we are good to go. Yes, TRO is closed here. We have our serial number, full name, email, phone number, course of study, action. Now that we have that as it is, I think we are set. Now check back and see where we are seeing having this issue is because why we are having this issue is because from where we are looping here, we have actually closed this. Yes, we close this. We also was close this, and which we actually was close here. Look at the two. We have closed them here. It's fine. It's fine. But to me, this is okay. I think it's okay. It's okay. Now, what we are going to do now, since that we successfully read our data from our database, we are seeing it here as it's supposed to be. Then we are going to come here and say, okay, the course of study date is here. All right, the date is here. Course of study is here. How are we sure that after full name, email, phone number, course of study before date? Okay, course of study before date. That's what we have here. After phone number, course of study, after email, phone number. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. It's alright. Okay. Now, what we're going to do here, we are going to close some of the div we actually open. Yes, we are going to close some of the div we actually open. I will open the first div here, second div, the third div, then the fourth div is yet to be closed. Okay, we are supposed to total div we are supposed to close here is supposed to be 5, and also we have so we have another one here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think that's all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that and see how it's going to look like. Okay, first name, phone number, course. These two is not in order. Not in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full name, email, phone number, course of study, date, and action. Okay, I'm going to get rid of action first. Let me get rid of action first because I'm not working with that right now. Now, the reason why we are having this is because here we have a table data, we have a table head here, we have closed a table row here, and we set this table data in this format. Remember, if we say we are using what is it called, table data, I'm going to come to this table here. I'm going to define it. I call it a name here, call it a student data. So I'm going to give it an ID. Alright, I'm going to come here and say ID is equals to what? Student data. Alright, so with this, as well come here and I say class, because I've not styled this our table. I'm going to give it a class. Alright, give it a table. Okay, table. Alright, and I say strip. Should strip it. Alright, now say table again. Dash border. Alright, I think with all this class attribute we'll be able to use it now. And let's see the beauty of our data. Fine, we are good to go. You see the way it's showing now. Alright, we now have what? Full name in this manner. Full name is not indented well, but we are going to set them now properly. So what I'm going to do here now, if we have this in that pattern, we have full name, table data, table row, close it here, we close it here, we close this one here, we close this body here. Okay, the body wasn't closed, so we can't close the body normally because this is table data. We have closed it here. The body is what is taking this one. Now we are coming here. We now have another row which is table row, we have T data, we are counting this one. Okay, we now have full name. Okay, if full name is not calling, why? It's calling but it's not picking in order. Okay, what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to come here and do something. I'm going to come here and do something that I would love to do. Okay, if I come here, I'm going to come here and ask, okay, leave it. We close these two data here, and we have a table body here close. We have table row close. Also have this one here close. All right. Okay. How many div do we open here? 2, 3. This one cover 1, 2, 4. All right. I think they have all been closed. So why we're not having this data in the manner at which I want it, it's not showing properly. Okay. All right. Full name, is it full name? We call it email. Full name is not, full name is being taken to email to full name, and so on and so forth. The reason because we are going to come here and say full name, FULL NAME. I think this is the spelling. Okay, then email is MALE because, okay, after that they will now come here, open another table here. All right, fine. The table, we have been able to read our data from our database, so we now have this data now showing in this format. In our last video that we are going to talk about how we can delete, and also we're going to look at this data and see why we are seeing this error in this format. We are going to restructure it better and make it work perfectly. Thank you for your time. If you love this video, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share. Thank you. Goodbye.